G'day guys. So I guess in terms of my professional development and posts that I've put out there, so some things work, some things don't work. So obviously, Merry Christmas didn't work that well. I thought I'd get a bit more bite out of it, but maybe the image is, poor, or 18 views. But if you go and just go through, I can just see which go well. So this is, basically me in the last 2 months trying to publicise myself. How does it work? Who do I use? Do I use my friends that are, doing well in the media and, comedy industry? Do I use political or social events and all those sorts of things, charities? Some things work, some things don't. I found 2 months ago nothing was really working. Maybe all right. I'd took a photo of me in the car and the city, really looking at things like, can I get more views out of this? But nothing was really working. I'd say what was working more was when I was taking them to the website. You started getting a bit build up. The website with the logo, definitely Ed would help me big time. I think he's been the force where I'm getting a lot more traction. So it's really, really good. And also he's encouraged me to go out there in the market, get out of the home and just, really try my best and really, really just, helping me with my messages. That's my daughter. So not many, actually 153 views. So I think it's a balance between your family life, your business life, your social life. Really, I guess how you paint yourself. Do you paint yourself? You can either set up painting yourself and a particular character, or you're just real. I think what I do is I unedit everything. So basically, I put out a real thing about what I do, clients that I've got. Clients I'm going for, clients I've had in the past. So it's really looking at different projects that I've worked on. People should go and have a check, have a look. And it's not every client that I attract. But I do attract, obviously elite type clients, clients that are, looking at doing something, I guess, in terms of, development of something to do with the city. Even putting out video messages. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. I think the ones with a lot of different people and those are the ones that really do work. Not everything works. You have a look at the views, it just shows, okay, maybe there's more views. I thought the guys would have had more views. I've also got the films on my YouTube. They're doing pretty good. These ones here where I'm taking video of my website, they work. I think what works better is the ones off the mobiles that I've been doing recently. So really assessing and seeing how much people view my pages. So I've almost tripled the amount of people going to my profile, to my pages, and in the process I've applied for a director role as well as a CEO job. So really it just gives you an idea, really just, seizing the day, I think something that I'm, trying to do, and building up a portfolio of things that I've done in the past. So in the past 23 years, it's not been a day, but really also looking at where I'm working, who I'm about, who I work with, work for, work alone, and I really break all the elements of my life. So I've worked for in the past, putting my CV out there, not just the CV to get work, but but also, different societies that I'm part of, really developing the trust there. I think it's very important. Some people aren't very good at showing what it is that they do, making sure the qualifications are out there so people think, oh, this guy is legit. Credibility is so important. This is something that is so important now, ever before. Things that I've been part of before, photos, people that I'm associating with, very important. People, business partners, I think it's so important. Keep going through stories that I like, my past, where I'm going, where I've been successful, $68 million sold, the product, where I am. I think what manages, what does measure a person's success? Is it what they study? Is it where they're located in terms of who they're working for? Is it the awards that you get? These are the questions. Is it who you meet? Who your mentors are? I think this is a big thing. What is the DNA of a leader? Or a person that's, I think, in my life I've had all sorts of things happen to me. I guess, put on weight, lost the weight, working with leaders, learning from my own experiences, been on radio, been on television, been in the papers. People know who I am. I think that I'm very honest. True to myself. I think people like that. They like me that I'm down to earth. You don't want to be a pompous bastard, so you're really going to be someone that people can approach. But what makes a good leader is obviously people that listen to you, but also you need to listen to them. So it's about listening. It's about forgiveness. I think what I learned yesterday. These are the sorts of things. So it's also about leaving places that you felt you've been bad. So that had a bad experience. So leaving DCFM and working with a IT global company was probably the best move. So really, about almost 600 hits, views. People need to know. I think. I've had so many leaders in my life. Don't mean disrespect to those that don't and can't really lead. I think I have a good judgment of the best leaders. Probably one of the best businessmen I've worked for, and even other associations with senators. So I'm very, very lucky, in my career to meet so many different really good people. 2 boxers in my history now. And Mario and Jeff are awesome. They've just been so good to me. And Julia's awesome. I think even the Archbishop of Sydney, man, God bless his soul. So I've had the good, the bad, and the ugly, as I said. But really good support network. People going on my website, and also just even celebrating my past and old school. Really have a pleasure. I just think I'm not a bastard. I'm not an arsehole. I'm actually a good guy. People come to me for advice. I sign so much stuff. Working with governments, working with private sector, AI, you name it, mate. There's everything that I'm going for. There's nothing that I will stop and hold me back. I think that it's important that I just keep on going. I used to chuck parties, way back. So almost 20 years ago, I was doing Fox Studio, massive, parties, and throwing the parties all around here to Ibiza, mate. So Pete Tong. So I've really had a pretty good and robots and yeah, you know, a lot of good things in my life. I think you just got to keep be positive and you keep your hopes up. There's so many opportunities out there. You shouldn't really put yourself in the ditch. I think you just pick yourself up and you're a phoenix. So you crash and burn, but then you come out of your ashes and you're reborn and you fight for your life. I think that's something that I got. I got good fighting spirit. That's what my priests have said. And all the leaders that I've worked with. So I've worked with a range of people. So really just, being part of it and just have a look at what sells, what doesn't sell. So I thought, all right, that might work, but 45 years, not much. Roadies helped me a lot too. It's given me that confidence in terms of speaking to the public. Speaking on Roadie yesterday was great. I think the more exposure I get, and also crediting, looking at, what does your website score? Really self-evaluation from different things, and self-evaluation is very important. I think you need to know where you're going with your business, even when you're steering. Like I've had the ability, or I've had the opportunity to work as a director of business, director of companies, different companies that are in intelligence and stuff. So really looking at other companies like associations with government and industries. I worked pretty much every industry known here in Australia. So really, it's about, I know when you're doing your posts, you does double up and you win awards and things. You've got to let the people know who you are and what you're about, what you've done. I've won so many different awards, but the last software award was probably the Apple. This is the cherry on the cake. I think that's very, very important. It's something that WiseTech and Atlassian had won. So these are very important milestones that we've done. So these are some of the things that I've worked on. Not many views, not many people know that we won this award, and it's a bloody amazing award. But really, thanks, to so many people behind this award. Not only Sri and Julian Day, Jolly. There's so many other people behind there. Even having Andrew Stoner, some really good people. Even at Sumo, Sim, very, very good people. Being happy, mate. Being happy with what you get, where you go. Very humble. You spend years and years with the right people. Don't lose your contacts. Don't go quiet on people. Make sure you keep going back and back. I know people get old. I'm now, I'm going to be turning 30. Oh no, I wish I was turning 30. I'm actually turning 44, so I've been doing this for so long. And I think what you need to do is just, I think my advice to university students is finish university, and if you are standing in line at Centrelink, that is not all your life. Trust me. I've done more than just sitting and waiting on it behind a Centrelink line. I think we've all been there. We've all been retrenched. We've all been accepted. Great opportunities. Worked with billionaires, with millionaires, with trillionaires. and worked with, companies that have only got about 1,000 or 100 grand. So I've worked with a range of people. Worked with, PwC, worked with so many people. And I think this is what it's about. Just building yourself up. Just making sure that who you're with, even stuff that I own. I like putting my comics up. All signed by Stan Lee. I think the comics, that was really a more of a publication thing. So I got me into publication. I do a lot of publication work. And I think I like old school stuff. I like the digital stuff too. But everything has been an influence. Making those radios. CB radios. My mate Lee. Major influence in my life. A lot of the Freemasons. A lot of people in Rotary. A lot of people that I taught. Major influence in my life. I think, have a look. And I know these posts, I've been posting them back and forth, to see what, if I get traction. This is amazing. This is a company I pretty much work with and feed some ideas. One of the biggest companies on the planet, on the NASDAQ. It's also the company behind Apple, and its elements and things to do with the iPhone. They've been in Apple for so long, and it's my DNA. I have interest in so many different things. But I think I'm a pretty balanced person. I think I know some of the stuff that probably cheeses people off, but even I find, what an honour, man. I was so happy to get that with the Royal Society in London. These are so important things to me. I take good shots with different people. I don't go, I guess ape shit, with a lot of different people. But I think what I do like is, and just people that have won the same awards. There's these consensus awards. There's 3 of Australia's, richest 30 of the people are past winners of the consensus awards. So there's really a reason behind why I post things. I don't post things for the sake of posting things. I post things because if they're socially affected me, or whether they've placed me in a good position. So I think, what is success? As you said, is success the placement that you've been offered by other peers? So I think it is. Know your peers, know where your peers have put you, and really look at how you put your CV out, mate. This is so important. This is what I've been doing lately, and generating the CVs, putting them out. What happens is the CEO, search engine optimization, picks you up. I've been getting a lot of posts and a lot of things from overseas in America, and getting tips also. That's the stuff that's with the Broadcom. So it's really important what other people have achieved, and different things. You get involved with the different people. Some people go, oh, it's a society. Some think it's a cult. It's a society. It's a community. I think what you've got to do is you've just got to be careful, and be conscious, but also cautious. Who you're dealing with, and I think safety comes first. Risk management. I've always had that in my life. What else have I got? That's really breaking it up and just building up your brand. How do we do that? Just keep on being persistent and showing exactly what you're about, who you're about. Also, you know, what, you're going to piss someone off, you piss them off. Are you trying to do that? No. But when you're selling yourself, I think try to keep it as positive as possible. But you've also got to know when to cut the cord, mate. You know, I think very important to cut your cord when people start to say stuff that's not true. You know, I think what's good about what I do, and I'm starting to pick up here. This is really the start of the year, and just building up. But nothing was really happening. You know, like, okay, I was putting a few things up. It takes about a month or two to start to pick up things. See, this is probably a bigger thing.